Hey everyone, welcome to HWE 100. My name is Brooks Pritchett and I'm your instructor for this course. I thought I would just make a short video to better introduce myself and maybe help answer a lot of the questions that you might have as far as how to navigate through D2L, what's expected, what you need to focus on, and just to kind of give you a few tips and tricks as you try and navigate through the course. This is my first time actually teaching an online class, and so bear with me. I'm kind of new to, video recording and teaching online, so I hope to make this as worthwhile as possible. I teach 4 other face-to-face classes, so this is very different. I'm having fun with it already, though, and it's been great reading all of your introduction posts. Sounds like we've got a great group of students in this class, so keep up the great work. First of all, I do want to show you a little bit about how to navigate through D2L. I know it is probably kind of confusing and I don't want to overwhelm you with a lot of material. I've had a lot of questions come up both in this class and in my face-to-face classes as far as things like the textbook, where do I go to get this, nutrition calc, food logs. So hopefully I can answer those questions in this quick 10-minute video or so. First of all, I just wanted to say with your discussions, you guys are doing great on those. Your initial posts were due on Wednesday, and then your replies are due by Sunday at midnight. And you do need to reply to 2 separate posts from your classmates, and it won't count if you do reply to your own post, so make sure that you reply at least twice on both of the discussions, both your class introductions as well as the backwards bike video. So hopefully that clarifies more on the discussions. The next thing that you want to focus on with this class are the Learn Smart reading and assignments. And the way you access Learn Smart is with your textbook. And you do need to have access to the online version of your textbook, and whether you want to do a straight digital copy that comes with the access code, or you'd rather have a hard copy along with that access code, either way is totally fine. In order to access your textbook, and to kind of show you a little bit about how to navigate through this course in D2L, my suggestion would be to you, I've got my screen pulled up here in student view, so this is what it should look like for all of you. Go up here to content. That's probably the best way to navigate through all of the class material. And then what you'll do is if you scroll down here to textbook, and here I'll move my my webcam out of the way. If you scroll down here to textbook, and you'll see all the information that you need. You do need to have the 10th edition, at least for online access. Excuse me. The 9th edition, if you want it as a hard copy, that's fine, but if you do purchase it online, and all of the Learn Smart lessons, they will require you to have the 10th edition. That question has come up in a couple of my classes. So the Learn Smart readings, you're going to go through each chapter and you're going to complete these Learn Smart assignments. One is due typically every week, at least for the beginning of at least halfway through the course, and then as we get into later chapters, we're going to go through the material a little bit faster. Your first Learn Smart reading assignment is due by Sunday at midnight, so make sure that you can log in. We had some login issues yesterday. I think all of that's been resolved. I've been finally able to log in myself. But Learn Smart goes along with your textbook, and what you're going to do is you're just going to read through the chapter and answer some basic questions. You can take as long as you need, as long as you're done by the due date. And again, I'll post that on a calendar event just to remind you that the Learn Smart reading is due. So if you're interested in how to access the Learn Smart assignments, there is a tutorial video that you can watch to get started with Learn Smart. The class website, however, for this course, for you to be able to access those lessons, is right here. So just click on this URL. And what it's going to do, it's going to have you sign in. Once you create you just need an email and then your password. So it's save my email. Okay, and so what you'll do then is this course should pop up. And so this is HWE 101 N1. You won't see all these other courses on here. All right, and this is what's going to show up once you're registered for Learn Smart. And let me switch over to student view so I can show you exactly what you're going to see. All right, and the Learn Smart lessons are those designated with this Learn Smart icon. So what's due this Sunday by midnight is chapter 1. So you'll just click on that lesson right there. And it'll launch the reading and the questions for you. It might take a couple hours. The time limit that's given is just an approximation of how long it might take someone, but you can take as long as you need. You can complete part of it, log out, go back in, whatever works best for you. If you're having issues with login, McGraw-Hill does have tech support. They also do offer a 2-week trial period, so if you do have financial aid and you're waiting for it to come through, take advantage of the free trial period in order so that you have a little bit of extra time if you need it. Also here in Learn Smart, I've had a lot of questions too about nutrition calc and these food logs you may have read through on D2L. In order to access nutrition calc, to do your food logs, all you'll do is just click right here on this link, Diet Analysis Tool, Launch Nutrition Calc Plus. Okay, and it should open up here. Give it a second. So this is Nutrition Calc Plus. So your first big assignment is going to be to keep a 7-day food and activity log. And you're going to do that through Nutrition Calc Plus. This is where you're going to put in all of your entries. There's a great tutorial video that you can watch down here that goes over how to enter in your information, using correct portion sizes, activities, etc. Really cool tool. I don't know if any of you have ever kept food logs in the past, whether you use an online tracker or whether you write out everything that you eat during the day, or maybe you've used an app like MyFitnessPal. Just for consistency in this class, I'm going to have you guys use Nutrition Calc. And what's going to happen is once you enter in all of your food and activity for 7 days, now this is going to be due next Sunday, the 31st by midnight. So you want to get started on this pretty soon so you can complete all 7 days. Once you've entered in everything, it's going to generate a series of reports for you, and I'm going to have you submit just a few of those reports. Not all of them, but I'll show you exactly where to go to figure out what you need to turn in. Again, tutorial video right here. Pretty easy to use, user-friendly, but if you have any questions or are having any issues, please let me know. Sometimes when you click on the link to launch Nutrition Calc, you have to put in your email and password again. Just be patient, play with it a little bit, but please let me know if you do continue to have issues. So that's Nutrition Calc. So I'm going to head back into D2L, and keep in mind too with the Learn Smart lessons, there are due dates noted by each of the chapters. So like I said, chapter 1 reading and assignment due by Sunday at midnight. Chapter 2 reading assignment is due by next Sunday, the 31st at midnight. And I have all of the chapters and assignments loaded, but I'm just going to do it module by module, not to overwhelm you. Feel free to work ahead if you'd like. The practice is just for you. It's extra practice. It's not graded. Each of these assignments is worth 10 points. So take a look under the syllabus section on that course schedule. It's going to show you when the due dates for everything is. All right, so if we head back into D2L, back up here for a second. All right, so I'll come back up here to content. And again, it's best to use the content bar. I was getting a little confused. I was trying to navigate through everything from the course home, and it's just tricky. Nothing pops up. Any questions that you might have, all of my contact information is here. The best way to reach me is via my Outlook email, which is this email listed right here. D2L email is a little tricky sometimes. I don't know if y'all have used it. For some reason, it's hard for me to read a lot of the emails there. So, feel free if you have any questions, please email me. I am an adjunct, so I do not have an office, but the best, like I said, if you email me and if you need to meet in person or have any questions, typically email is the best way to reach me. Again, the syllabus right here, take a look at all those documents. The graded discussions y'all have picked up on. Great job on all of those. Keep up the good work. What to expect in this course. It is a writing intensive course. With these food logs that you're going to keep, you're going to do a couple of portfolio assignments. And so with those, it's going to involve analyzing what you've been, your eating and activity habits, and, comparing that to what's recommended based on what you learn with the readings and the different worksheets as you work through them in the modules. So back to the food and activity log that's going to be due next Sunday, the 31st. All of the instructions for that are under Module 1, this diet and physical activity record. So like I said, what you're going to do, keep a 7-day food and activity log, and you're going to log all of that information into Nutrition Calc. And now if it's easier for you, if you just want to, write everything out, or if you'd rather keep, use MyFitnessPal, to keep a record, and then enter everything all at once in a Nutrition Calc, that's fine. However you want to do it, as long as all of your entries do end up in Nutrition Calc. Once you've submitted everything in Nutrition Calc, you're going to submit these 4 reports in the Dropbox. That's what's going to be due. You don't need to do anything with them. I just need to see those reports. If you could either save it as a PDF or as a Word document, and whether you want to do it as 4 separate documents or 1 document with all the reports, either one is totally fine. And where to submit those, you'll come up here to the Dropbox in D2L, and it'll be under this Nutrition Calc reports. So you'll just submit them right down here. You'll just hit add a file, and that's where you'll submit them. As far as a couple tips and tricks, in keeping a food logs, be honest with yourself. I'm not grading you on your actual food choices. I just want to see that you're logging what you eat and do throughout the day. If you need a little bit of help as far as, measuring out portion sizes, it does help to pull out the measuring cups, measuring spoons, and use this portion guide handout right here that's in D2L. The link to this is pretty helpful. For example, if you're wondering how much this piece of chicken that you ate was, if it's the size of maybe 2 decks of cards, it's probably about 6 ounces. Which 3 ounces is what's considered a serving, so like the size of a deck of cards or a computer mouse. So this is just kind of a good little cheat sheet on estimating portion sizes. If we go back, also, if it's easier for you to, write everything out and then enter it in, especially if you keep a little notebook, with you wherever you go, feel free to use this. Great idea. Also, too, this hunger scale that's listed on here is pretty cool. Let me pull this up. It'll open for me. There we go. This hunger scale is pretty helpful, too. It's always a good idea to rate how hungry you are before you actually sit down and eat something. A lot of times we eat not because we're hungry, but maybe because we're bored or we're stressed out, or the food's just there and it tastes good. So use that. It's pretty helpful too. It also helps too, if you're busy throughout the day, it's hard to remember to write everything down after you eat a meal. If it helps, take a picture of your meal, maybe with your phone, and then you can go back later on in the day and say, every time you eat something, just take a quick picture, and then later on that day, you can go ahead and enter everything in based on those pictures. That's about all I have for you right now. Hopefully that does help answer a couple of your questions. I realize this is longer than a 10-minute video, so I apologize if you were hoping for just 10 minutes, but I do hope that it was helpful. If the videos are helpful, I will continue to post them. Please let me know if you would like that, or if it's easier for you, or if it's easier, to read directions. I'll try and do a little bit of both. But please let me know if you have any questions. I'm excited to work with all of you this semester. I really hope you get a lot out of this class. I love teaching nutrition and talking about nutrition and practicing good nutrition. And so hopefully I can help share that passion with all of you. So again, let me know if you have any questions, and look forward to a good semester.